Please, your hands together for them. Um, yes, by going by the clock, we have just 30 minutes more for everything. So if you are in the house and you have a question to ask our daddy concerning what he talked about on the stage, oh yeah, but I can only, yes, I have the microphone. I can only accommodate three questions. Three. You want to come out? Two, one, two, one more. Going, going. Once I say gone, don't say, okay, Dr. Yemi, Sister Kwemi, and Grandma. I saw it. Thank you. Thank you. Three of you. So let me call you. Sister Kwemi, please come out for your question. Thank you. Make it snappy.
Thank you, sir. Um, my question on the aspect of divorce separation. You know, there are some homes that even before they go on different paths, they have been a divorce or separation already in the home. In the space of having bitterness in your heart, in the sense of, okay, this my spouse offended me. This thing is what we agree we don't want in this home. You did it the first time, sorry, sorry. I will not do it again. In the next 2 months, the thing again, sorry, sorry, I will not do it again. Third time, and later you decide, okay, we are not going to talk about it again. But inside your heart, you know this thing is over. And this thing is causing bitterness and separation, even in the home, in the place of communication, and is causing emotional trauma. How will the spouse manage a situation like this, especially occurrence, behavior, or bad habits in marriage?
On the program, they said the questions were for panelists. And I was wondering whether one person can be a panelist. So I was saying those two, Wearing and Co., we should do it together. On a serious note, well, there are many things that causes differences between husband and wife. Some are fundamental, some are trivial. What I would suggest is that we know the difference between the two, because it takes time to find out. I found out very late that it is difficult for man to change. When I was younger, I used to think, I tell you something, and you agree it's bad. You should not do it again now. But I've found out over the years that for human beings to change habits and what they have been used to takes a lot of grace, a lot of intentionality, and also working on yourself. So I think it would just be wise if the things that are trivial are allowed to pass and joke about it, so you can concentrate on fundamental issues. Yes. There was a time, if those of us who remember, that I preached a message on celebrating our differences. So differences can be tolerated, differences can be accepted, differences can be separated, can be celebrated. And so if the differences are fundamental, okay, then we need to now sit down when we are not fighting, when we are not offended, to discuss it. So that we can see this thing that you have not been doing. This is the effect on me. This is the effect on the children. This is the likely effect on the children, on our future as a whole. And we address it. But the long and short of it is the fact that for human beings, habits die hard. That's how the English people put it. Sometimes the spirit is willing and the flesh is weak. And so we should help ourselves in areas that are fundamental with prayer, with encouragement to help us to change. In which case, if he does it well, let's clap for daddy, let's clap for mommy, and let him know, okay, I'm enjoying you changing. So let's help ourselves, encourage ourselves to change. But people who have been married there a long time will agree with me that it takes time to change.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, Dr. Olayemi.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Um, Sir, while you were speaking the other time, you talked about intimacy in marriage. And then while we're taking the feedback from both the men and the women, at least one very key pointer is that they say when they are tired, we should leave them. So, sir, I know that there's some family where they talked about there's timetable to intimacy. There's sex timetable. That's Sundays has to be kept holy. So Sunday is out of the days of one can visit Jerusalem. And then for career women that go to work Monday to Friday, you know that there can be no show from Monday to Friday because once she comes back from work, she'll prepare food for the kids and all that. So she's tired and she can't get to bed and you saying something else, it's a no way. So the only window open, if you do well enough, maybe on Saturdays. So, and then they talked about if it happens Saturday morning, you can't expect it to happen again at night now. It can only have you one per time. So, how do we manage this sex timetable of the thing that should there really be a timetable to this intimacy? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. The question came from Sister Ayo, which I didn't address. So, Sister Ronke, timetable. Actually, intimacy is best if it is spontaneous. And what I think it needs is open, genuine conversation. Because a particular woman is different from another woman. And the two of you should find out when you are at your best. And it will take maybe try and error. It will take discussing. It will take doing it and not enjoying it to know when you will enjoy it. Because there are some people who have the impression it is 11:15. That is before going to bed. But that may not work for your spouse because it's fagged out. So why not early in the morning? A couple have come to me before. Promise me you won't laugh. Do you promise you won't laugh? Do you promise? You can't promise. Say, Pastor, my husband wants us to have sex without praying in the morning. And I said, when we wake up, let us pray first. I said, God, prayer doing here. Many times we spiritualize things. We just spiritualize. We are too spiritual than God. So, on a serious note, if you have finished laughing, have you finished laughing? On a serious note, is that husband and wife should look at one another and find out what type of work does your wife do? What type of work does your husband do? So when is she at her best? When is he at his best? Open conversations and agree. Is it before bedtime? Or is it in the morning before fellowship? Or after fellowship? And agree. It's good if it is spontaneous. Drawing timetable, maybe the worst option you want to select to avoid not having at all. Maybe you can say, okay, at least if you are a banker, if you are busy, Monday to Friday, at least you will rest on Friday, on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe, but if we want it to achieve its purpose, it's better if it is spontaneous. And who tells you which chapter of the Bible is it written that it must be at night? Can you anybody open? Is it in Esther or Songs of Solomon? Because it is that brings the excitement. The children are not at home. For those whose children are at the body, you are blessed. For children, you can't sleep. Otherwise, they will say, "Mommy, my daddy is beating my mommy." You know, it doesn't have to be in the night. It can be any time.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening. Why do men when they are at fault, they still want the wife?
Through the at the JCA ago, we interviewed husband and wife during the service. That contains sorry in the additional son. But we know that you know you have say sorry. Need to understand is that in marriage, everybody is a third party, apart from you, including your children. And so, what we should do is to try to protect one another with the children. Don't allow your child to know their dad's weakness. Don't allow your child to realize their mom's weakness. To children, parents are their heroes. A child is well brought up if he grows up believing my daddy is infallible. My mommy is the best woman on earth. But if you have fed her with information to show that the daddy is bad, the mommy is bad, that child's upbringing is already problematic. So please, I will ask us, we can fight. Let's fight after the children have gone to bed. Oh yeah, now we have done family devotion, they have gone to bed. Oh yeah, before we sleep, let's settle it. Fight till 2 a.m. But keep it away from the children, because we have a responsibility to bring up children for the Lord. And if we start to expose the weakness of the daddy, the weakness of the mommy to them, so for those who already have that situation, I think they should correct it. Please do not allow your children to know they are fighting. Please. I see many people when they're grown up, 20-something, 30-something years, say, I know my dad and my mom fight, but I've never seen them fight. That would be a good recommendation. That is, they fight when we have gone to school, or when we have gone to bed, or when we are not at home. Because don't forget, God has given us these children to raise. Don't let us hamper their growth. So that would be my advice. Please keep issues away from the children. Better take them to an outside objective counselor that can help both husband and wife.
All right, thank you very much, sir. I think that wraps up the question and answer.